Instant hydration. Miracles happen.
Hey, did I just Red Bull got in there?
भाइ रेड बुल के दिएको यो रेड बुल भनेपछि रेड बुलले चाहिन्छ
Red Bull. Asli Neroja. Himstar for a complete home.
सिधै आउँछ
सिधै
डाइरेक्ट
डाइरेक्ट
आईएमई बाट पठाएको पैसा
आईएमई पठाएको पैसा
सिधै मोबाइलमा
हो बाबा अब आईएमई गरेको पैसा सिधै आईएमई पेमा अर्थात सिधै मोबाइलमा आउँछ
त्यसो भए त आईएमई गरौँ
सिधै मोबाइलमा
Hey, did I just Red Bull got in there?
भाइ रेड बुल के दिएको यो रेड बुल भनेपछि रेड बुलले चाहिन्छ
Red Bull. Asli Neroja.
अब सिद्धार्थ बैंकको कार्ड प्रयोग गरी खरिद गर्दा वा मोबाइल ब्याङ्किङबाट टप अप गर्दा रिवार्ड पोइन्ट अर्न गर्नुहोस् र आफूले चाहेको ठाउँमा रिडिम गर्नुहोस्। ब्याङ्किङ सेक्टरमा पहिलो पटक सिद्धार्थ बैंकले ल्याएको छ सिद्धार्थ रिवार्ड्स। यसमा पोइन्ट छ। सिद्धार्थ बैंक, सम्बन्ध सधैँभरिलाई।
World-class range का solar water heaters, water purifiers, chimneys र gas hobs ले तपाईं र तपाईंको घरको पूर्ण रूपमा केयर गर्छ किनकि नियोले बुझेको छ your way of quality living.
Himstar for a complete home. Vivo. Himstar for a complete home.
फसे नि हेर बाहिर यसरी भित्र जान त गाह्रो छ भयो नि हाले इजी
तर यो जिद्दी दाग यो निकाल्न इजी छ। सर्फ एक्सेल इजी वाश। यसको 10 हातको शक्ति छ यस्तो जसले जिद्दी दाग निकाल्न गर्छ इजी। सर्फ एक्सेल इजी वाश।
Himstar for a complete home.
प्रस्तुत छ 10 Plast, अटुट जोड, मजबुत सम्बन्ध। 10 Plast pipes, fittings, tanks, member of 10 Group.
अब खेल्ने छ नेपाल। Vivo. Himstar for a complete home. Vivo.
नियोको world-class range का solar water heaters, water purifiers, chimneys र gas hobs ले तपाईं र तपाईंको घरको पूर्ण रूपमा केयर गर्छ किनकि नियोले बुझेको छ your way of quality living.
Himstar for a complete home.
And the winner of Miss Nepal World 2023 is Miss DHI, Sricha Pradhan.
नमस्कार, म मिस नेपाल र मिस DHI श्रिचा प्रधान। मेरो यो जितको खुसीमा मलाई साथ दिने DHI ले हजुरहरूको घरमा पनि धेरै खुसी ल्याउनेछ। Wishing you all a happier home.
DHI, happier home. छुट्टै छ है।
Himstar for a complete home.
भाइ दुईटा चिसो रेड बुल गरिदिनु न।
भाइ रेड बुल के दिएको यो? रेड बुल भनेपछि रेड बुलले चाहिन्छ।
Red Bull. Mostly
Is Dove really different from soap? Ordinary soap dries itself over time, but Dove is different. Get your radiance with Dove.
Pond Superlight Gel with hyaluronic acid. 200% instant hydration. Miracles happen.
Himstar for a complete home.
And the winner of Miss Nepal World 2023 is Miss DHI, Sricha Pradhan.
नमस्कार, म मिस नेपाल र मिस DHI श्रिचा प्रधान। मेरो यो जितको खुसीमा मलाई साथ दिने DHI ले हजुरहरूको घरमा पनि धेरै खुसी ल्याउनेछ। Wishing you all a happier home.
DHI, happier home. छुट्टै छ है।
Himstar for a complete home.
Vivo. Vivo.
Is Dove really different from soap? Ordinary soap dries itself over time, but Dove is different. Get your radiance with Dove.
Himstar for a complete home. Himstar for a complete home.
अब सिद्धार्थ ब्याङ्कको कार्ड प्रयोग गरी खरिद गर्दा वा मोबाइल ब्याङ्किङबाट टप अप गर्दा रिवार्ड पोइन्ट अर्न गर्नुहोस् र आफूले चाहेको ठाउँमा रिडिम गर्नुहोस्। ब्याङ्किङ सेक्टरमा पहिलो पटक सिद्धार्थ ब्याङ्कले ल्याएको छ सिद्धार्थ रिवार्ड्स। यसमा पोइन्ट छ। सिद्धार्थ ब्याङ्क, सम्बन्ध सधैँभरिलाई।
Himstar for a complete home.
And the winner of Miss Nepal World 2023 is Miss DHI, Sricha Pradhan.
नमस्कार, म मिस नेपाल र मिस DHI श्रिचा प्रधान। मेरो यो जितको खुसीमा मलाई साथ दिने DHI ले हजुरहरूको घरमा पनि धेरै खुसी ल्याउनेछ। Wishing you all a happier home.
DHI, happier home. छुट्टै छ है।
फसे नि हेर बाहिर, यसरी भित्र जान त गाह्रो छ। भयो नि हाले इजी।
Didn't look as though he picked it up. Chadwick Walton, 39 years young. Should this have been taken?
Slow to his right, but he's very, very upright. He's very, very upright at point of delivery, and from a standing position he's got to get low and down to his right and spills it.
There'll be a freebie down the leg side. I like Nandan Yadav. I think he's got something to work with. Hasn't been capped internationally yet. Has been in and around the Nepal A side. started out this year. He's a very good fielder, and he's got a strong action. That time just losing it down the leg side. Could have had a wicket from his first ball. Think about breakout stars in this year's season 1 of MPL, he could be one of them. As Jeet's getting the crowd going in the background. Hamro, Jeet, Hamro. Good diving stop at backward point. You can certainly say one thing, all these local players, they are up for it, and up for every second of it.
Fielding. You talk about Jeet, snow leopard. Sir David Attenborough's been looking for snow leopards for years. I've seen 3 in a day.
I think there's a full family of 4 here. Don't know where the 4th went missing. I think the crowd are getting into a bit of Jeet as well. He's our very own Jeet. Hamro, Jeet, Hamro. Oh yes. Tell you, tough work, whoever's doing our mascot duties. Slapped down the ground. A stamp of authority from the captain of the Bolts. The first boundary of the chase.
Normally when a ball gets hit down the ground, it's off the front foot and it's easy on the eye, and it's a drive down the ground. This is more like a forehand down the line. Very, very effective, beautifully struck.
Loses his action there down the leg side this time. The reason these 2 right-handers are in and around the national team, both very fine players, I think both would be slightly better suited to 50 over cricket. They've got a chance here in the shorter format.
And if the Bolts do chase this down, the rest of the teams will sit up and take notice, because it would have meant that they've chased down a 127 and then they chased down a 141. And when teams chase totals down, confidence oozes through the camp. Just loses his wrist every now and again at point of delivery. When you lose your wrist, not that I always use this comment, not that I could bowl a hoop down a hill, but just tend to push it down the leg side. It's got a lovely approach and gather. Everything looks pretty good there to me, Lenny, but then just there he just tends to lose that wrist.
Oh, what a stroke. That for me may well be the shot of the day. It comes from the captain of the Bolts. That's where you want to hit it to you. 6 from the moment it left the bat.
How effortless is this? As good a Siddhartha Bank 6 as you're going to get. And that's a good length delivery. That's a new ball length that you're expected to bowl, and you've just been planted over long on for a big one.
Maybe a little change up, but well recognised from Manuel Sa. He'll pick up a couple more. It's an expensive first over. 16 from it. The Bolts off to a flyer, 16 for none.
ब्याङ्किङ सेक्टरमा पहिलो पटक सिद्धार्थ ब्याङ्कले ल्याएको छ सिद्धार्थ रिवार्ड्स। यसमा पोइन्ट छ। सिद्धार्थ ब्याङ्क, सम्बन्ध सधैँभरिलाई।
प्रस्तुत छ 10 Plast, अटुट जोड, मजबुत सम्बन्ध। 10 Plast pipes, fittings, tanks, member of 10 Group.
DHI Happier Home.
छुट्टै छ है
Potential lineup as we see it. Most likely it will be 3-4-5 with the overseas players. Lihiru Milantha from USA via Sri Lanka, of course. Harsh Thacker from Toronto and Jimmy Neesham from New Zealand. And then where it goes from there, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe Shubham Sakar, possibly Sher Mala then. 7. And really, you're down to the bowlers who don't offer a lot. The Bolts, they've gone heavy with the top order, with 2 high-quality right-handers at the top, and then their middle order will be full. Those overseas stars. See left-arm spin start things up. It will be Bhuvan Karki to get things going. Another one of this litany of left-arm spinners we'll see throughout this tournament.
It's been the most effective style of bowling in the opening 3 games. Left-arm orthodox.
Yeah, there's a big variety within those left-arm spinners, isn't there? You think Dipesh Kandel and the way in which he is kind of very diminutive in stature, bowls quite round-arm. Then you've got sort of more classical and orthodox Shahab Alam we saw earlier, Lalit Rajbanshi you've been really impressed with. There's sort of many ways to skin the cat of left-arm spin, but it is definitely the thing that's in vogue here. And with the surfaces that a lot of the domestic cricket is played on, this is a fantastic facility at the TU. Also across at Mulpani, they've got good batting surfaces, but then when you go down to the provinces, in-friendly to say the least, you think down to Madesh province, down towards Bhairawan and Butwal, as you get down to the Terai region near the border of India where a lot of the cricket is played, spinners just dominate. You see domestic 50 over games played with 40, 42, 44 overs a spin. And that's something that I know Monty Desai is trying to change. He's trying to encourage the seamers to get their chance, but it's very much the dominant force here in cricket in Nepal.
I think Monty Desai is onto something. I mean, you have to look at Bangladesh, who were very spin dominant for a number of years, and now they've almost gone the other way, try to prepare surfaces to aid their seam bowling attack. And you think of Tuscan Ahmed, Shariful Islam, Shahdat Hussain, who've all come through. And if you're going to compete on the international stage against the very best, you need to have an entire attack rather than just a spin-friendly one. Right, end of the second, 19 without loss.
DHI Happier Home छुट्टै छ है
तपाईको असली एनर्जी रेड बुल असली नै रोजौं
Very much trying to do the opposite. Going to be an immediate change in bowling. The captain will bring himself into the attack, Sampal Kami. No shortage of confidence from the skipper. As this one's clipped away to the shorter side. He won't quite get to the rope. You ever heard a captain say that at the toss when you ask him to describe his bowling lineup and he says, yeah, we've got a certain fast bowler as well, Sampal Kami? Speaking in the third person.
Well, the innings that he played showed that you need a little bit of confidence because his team were going absolutely nowhere, but he took matters into his own hands and he sorted things out. Can he do the same with the ball?
You captained a lot, particularly, didn't you, at Leicestershire? Would you ever have said that at a toss for a game in a county match? Who's to watch in the batting lineup? Oh, number 4, H.T. Ackerman.
I would definitely not have said anything about bowling. No, I don't think I would have said that.
Not really the South African style, is it?
Not really, no.
Yeah, he's really charismatic though. We love Sam Falcami. That's great. Flair. This one steered away very nicely, and it's going to be 4, even though it's the bigger side. Finds the gap, both third man and backward point up in the circle. Uses the pace to perfection, does Asif Sheikh.
2 men allowed outside the 30-yard circle inside the power play. One is being used at deep square leg. The other one is at a sort of a point. And so if you can play this stroke well, there is lots of value there. And if Sampal Kami bowls a little bit of width, gets the ball outside off stump, you can just run it down there. It's beautifully executed.
Yeah, Asif Sheikh is very much known as one of the most technically correct batters anywhere in Nepal. You can see the shapes that he makes. I know he was dismissed in that first match playing away from his body. Sometimes because his natural game won't be to score at strike rates of 150 plus. He can look to force it a little bit too much. I think he's that good that he can just play his natural game. Play the sort of Kane Williamson role in the T20. Look at those numbers, really good. Don't need to strike at more than 120 the way this tournament. Oh, what a stroke that is. That's going to be 6. To the shorter side, yes. Picks up the length of his fellow Nepali international and simply hammers him away for a Siddhartha Bank 6.
This had a lot of Ricky Ponting about it. When it's not that short, it's the pickup rather than a pull shot or a hook shot. Wow. And there was a change of field as well, is that the man at point came up and went to long on, which meant that Sampal had to bowl really straight, but he got his length wrong.
Really good start this from the 2 right-handers, outstanding. 31 for none.
Tapaiको असली एनर्जी Red Bull असली नै रोजौं
Himstar for a complete home.
Pond Super Light Gel with hyaluronic acid. 200% instant hydration. Miracles happen.
Marvellous atmosphere. Really enjoying every second of it. I know you were on air here, HD, but it was down pitch side when those final 2 overs were being plundered around the ground, and the crowd were loving every second of it. And they're loving this now too from Anil Shah, and Asif Sheikh identifies that length quickly, needed to get it over the head of the man at mid-wicket, and he did, and gets it away for 4.
Well, a slow bowler friendly as the surface has been, you still can't afford to get your length that wrong, because there's not enough pace in the surface to get it that wrong short. He just stands, picks his spot and says, I'll have a Super 4 powered by Encel.
Oh yes.
Seen some quality cricket here, haven't we? The boundary option, and then in the previous over after the 6, respect from Asif Sheikh to a good delivery, and now the boundary for Anil Shah followed by the single.
I don't want to touch the money, but they look organised. For 3.3 overs, they've been very organised.
Already, I know we're still very much in the early stages of this league. It's the highest opening partnership. And that's a nice stroke through the offside. Won't have the rhythm or timing to get to the rope. Kami does the fielding, but picks up another couple. Looking really good here, these two. Much more like it. We wanted the local batters to stand up. Finally, Gulshan Jad first, then young Arjun Gartry, and now the established two, often up at the top of the order for the national team alongside the likes of Kushal Bertel, showing the way.
But so far it just hasn't been aimless swinging. There's been real method of where they've tried to hit the ball as well, where fielders have been up, where there's been no sort of boundary riders. It's been very clever.
That's it.
Bolts 38 for none.
Vivo.
प्रस्तुत छ 10 Plast अटूट जोड मजबूत सम्बन्ध 10 Plast pipes, fittings, tanks, member of 10 Group.
सिद्धार्थ रिवार्ड्स, यसमा पोइन्ट छ। सिद्धार्थ बैंक, सम्बन्ध सधैँभरिलाई।
Very, very satisfied looking Janakpur Bolts team on the sideline. Anyone coached by Pabudu Dasanayaka will generally be very well organised, well planned. Things went a little awry in those final 2 overs. Went round the park. Oh, beautiful batting again. Just a flick of the wrists. Couple of bounces and it comes very close to getting to the rope. They might need to have a look at that. Whatever the case, Anil Shah really warming to his task. He's looking so good out there.
And you spoke about the captain Sampal having some confidence. You've got to be confident to give yourself another over after your first one goes for 12. Just looks as though these two have said, right, we've had a look now. I think that's all right. These two have said they've had a look, and now the aggression is starting to become more frequent.
Oh yes, this is where you hit here at this ground. Finally we're starting to see some really high quality batting, and it's coming from two of Nepal's very best. Might have to have a check as to whether it was 4 or 6. Either way, great shot down the ground.
I think this might hit the rope on the full here. This could be 6, but another exquisite shot. Stands nice and tall, doesn't get anywhere near the middle of the bat, but his timing is good enough. Surely that's a big one.
I thought you told me that your eyes were no good anymore. Before we'd even seen the replay, you said I think it's hit the boundary cushion on the full.
Yeah, but I can see for miles. I just can't see the screen in front of me here.
The old mince pies are starting to go a touch. No, great call. I think you're spot on. I think this is 6, because if it hits those advertising hoardings on the full, then that means it's a maximum. Umpire's looking for one more look at it. You can understand, but I think it's 6.
Yeah, I said to you that they were looking to get a bit more aggressive more frequently, and that I was saying that with them going at 10 and over already, but they've done it. Sorry, they've done it so easily that who knows what they can score at. Here we go. This will give us a better eagle eye.
Yeah, 6 for all money for me. Call it off. Straight into the advertising cushions. Yeah, I think it's hit it on the full. Also, you think about competitions like this, just great exposure for those local umpires in terms of getting to do this third umpire role. So trying to make use of the technology. It's in a shadow, so it's a difficult one to call, but you and I certainly think it's hit on the full. The man in the hot seat is the local umpire. He's up in the third umpire's box. That's Vinay Kumar Jha. He's just trying to make sure. The crowd getting a bit restless, aren't they? They want more action.
this could work in the favour of the Yaks here. A little bit of a breather. Yeah, I thought it hit it on the full. And what we see afterwards on that sort of, when it's been magnified, is that it hits it on the full and then comes back down off it and hits the ground, rather than the ground first.
Well, still we wait. Whatever, he's going to be given us 4. Not overly sure about that one. Daniel Sam might have been robbed of a couple.
Hope they don't lose by 2.
Oh, glorious. Absolutely glorious.